The DNA report slipped out of my hands before I could finish reading it. My vision blurred. And for a second, I thought the clinic had sent the wrong file. Not sisters. Not cousins. Not even distant relatives. Mother and daughter. I remember staring at the word parent like my brain refused to process it. My hands numbed on the chair. Ella was sitting in the waiting room when I found out, laughing at her phone, completely unaware that one sheet of paper had destroyed our entire family history. The girl I grew up calling my little sister for 22 years is my daughter, and everyone in my family knew. Ella and I were 7 years apart. At least, that's what I was told. I was 14 when my parents suddenly sent me away to what they called a special boarding program. No warning, no discussion. Mom said it would help me focus on school. I cried the entire drive there. The dorm hallway smelled like rain and bleach, and my narrow window faced a brick wall every morning. At night, I counted footsteps because silence felt worse. I stayed there for almost 8 months. When I finally came home, there was a newborn baby in the house. My parents told me she was my sister, Ella. Nobody explained why Mom looked exhausted. Nobody explained why relatives stared during family dinners. I accepted the story because I was 14. I was 14. I didn't ask the right questions. Children don't. The detail that haunted me later was this. I came home on October 11th, and Ella was already almost 3 months old. Back then, I didn't think about timelines. I just remember holding her and thinking she looked strangely familiar. 22 years later, Ella needed blood work for immigration paperwork before her wedding. Part of the process required family DNA verification. Simple. Routine. At least that's what we thought. 3 days later, the clinic called me instead of our parents. The doctor sounded nervous. There's been a discrepancy in the results. I sat down immediately. What kind of discrepancy? A pause. Then, Ella shares DNA with you. Nina, not with your parents. I laughed because it sounded impossible. Like a filing mistake or a swapped envelope. Then the laugh stopped in my throat. My whole body went still. I read my name again. Then Ella's birth date. The doctor emailed me the report. I read it once. Then again. Slower. Tracing every line with my finger. Then a third time. 99, 98% maternal match. The report didn't use the word sister. It used the word parent. And suddenly, every strange memory from my childhood came rushing back at once. I drove straight to my parents' house, with the DNA report shaking in my hands. Mom opened the door, saw my face, and immediately started crying. She didn't even try to deny it. Dad sat at the kitchen table like he already knew this day would come. We were protecting you. You were 14. I stared at her. Protecting me. Or protecting yourselves? Mom covered her mouth. Dad wouldn't look at me. Meanwhile, Ella was in the next room laughing while watching wedding videos on her laptop. Still calling me sis. Still completely unaware. I stood listening to my mother cry while Ella happily talked about flowers from the living room. Ugh, every sound from that room hurt worse. Because she trusted all of us. And none of us deserved it anymore. I thought about every birthday. Every family photo. Every time she hugged me goodbye and called me the best sister in the world. If this story is unlike anything you have ever heard, tap the like button right now. And if you think someone you know needs to hear this, share it with them. Because some secrets don't just destroy the past. They rewrite your entire identity in seconds.
I don't think he's breathing. Oh God, he's not breathing.
For 2 days. I barely slept. My parents begged me not to tell Ella. She's getting married in 3 weeks. Mom said desperately, "If you tell her, you will destroy her life right before her wedding." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And if I don't tell her, she will build her whole life on a lie. Dad finally spoke softly. "We thought we were helping everyone survive." "No," I said quietly. "You were helping yourselves avoid shame." Mom kept shaking her head, gripping the chair like she might fall. She was happy. "Nina, so was I." I snapped. "Before this, Dad said Ella had paperwork. A fiancé, a future." Mom said the truth could wait. I looked at the wedding invitations and realized they still thought timing mattered more than honesty. They kept talking around Ella like she was fragile glass. I kept thinking she was a grown woman with a right to her own life. That night, the argument got louder. Too loud. Mom kept saying we needed a plan. Dad kept saying we needed time. I said Ella needed the truth. The DNA report sat between us like something alive. I didn't notice the hallway light turn on. I didn't hear her footsteps at first. Because Mom was crying and Dad was asking me to lower my voice. Then the kitchen went quiet. Ella appeared in the doorway. She had heard something. She looked directly at me and said, "Nina, what are they not telling me?" She was looking at me the way she always had, like a sister, like someone who trusted me completely. And I understood how terrifying the truth was. Because once I said it out loud, there would be no taking it back. No returning to birthdays, family dinners, or old photographs pretending everything made sense. Mom was crying behind me. Dad couldn't lift his head. Ella was still waiting there. Waiting for me to explain why everyone looked afraid. I opened my mouth, then stopped. Because I still didn't know whether telling her the truth would save her life or destroy it forever. "So if you were Nina, what would you do?" Yes, she deserved to know the truth. No matter the pain, no. Some secrets exist to protect the people we love. Subscribe to Dreambox Animations. A new story every 2 days. Every story is real. Every word is true.